Freedom. Everyone wants it, everyone talks about it, but very few ever find it. We often think freedom means doing whatever we want, whenever we want, breaking rules, chasing desires, living without limits. But Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who once lived as a slave, knew something most of us forget. No man is free who is not master of himself. Think about that for a moment. Freedom is not found outside us. It begins within. You can be locked in a room and still be free if your mind remains your own. And you can walk under an open sky, yet live in chains if you are a prisoner of your impulses, your fears, and your desires. Epictetus learned this the hard way. He was born a slave, yet he became one of the greatest teachers of inner liberty. The world controlled his body, but never his soul. He understood that real power is not in controlling others or circumstances, but in mastering the one thing that truly belongs to us, our own mind. In our daily lives, we mistake freedom for indulgence. We think saying yes to every temptation is a sign of strength. But Stoicism teaches that true strength is found in restraint, in the ability to say no when everything inside you screams yes. The person who cannot control anger, who is carried away by envy or greed, who changes direction with every opinion or desire, that person is not free. They are ruled by what they should be ruling. Look around today. We live in a world that sells distraction as happiness. Endless scrolling, constant comparison, chasing validation from people who barely know us. We are free in body, but chained in mind. Epictetus would remind us that the only true prison is the one we build inside ourselves. Mastery of the self begins with awareness. When you feel anger rise, pause. When you crave recognition, ask yourself why. When you feel lost in doubt, remind yourself that peace doesn't come from outside approval, but from the quiet certainty that you are acting with reason and virtue. The Stoics believed that the greatest victory a man can achieve is the victory over himself, his fears, his impulses, his ego. To rule your mind is to rule your world. Everything else follows. Imagine this. A storm rages outside, winds howl, waves crash, but inside you, silence, stillness, because you have built strength where it matters most. That is the Stoic ideal. The calm mind in a chaotic world. When Epictetus spoke of freedom, he wasn't speaking of politics or society. He was speaking of spiritual independence, the kind no one can give or take away. The freedom to choose your response, to stand by your principles, to act with wisdom when others act with impulse. Think of every emotion that overpowers you. Anger, fear, jealousy, greed. Each one is a master waiting to enslave you. The more you obey them, the less free you become. But when you learn to pause, to breathe, to think, to choose your response instead of reacting, that's when the chains begin to fall away. The Stoics didn't deny emotion. They sought to understand it, to feel deeply but never be ruled by what you feel, to act not from impulse but from reason, to live with discipline, not suppression. The goal wasn't to kill emotion, it was to master it. Real freedom, then, is not found in the ability to do whatever you wish, but in having no wish that enslaves you. It's in finding contentment with what you have, peace in what you can't control, and strength in what you can. Epictetus would tell his students, "You may not control what happens, but you can always control how you meet it." And that, right there, is freedom. The power to face the unpredictable world with an unshakable spirit. In a society that glorifies speed, noise, and consumption, Stoicism whispers something different. Slow down, look inward, master yourself. Because until you learn to rule your own mind, Everything else will rule you. So, the next time you're tempted to react in anger, to give in to desire, or to seek comfort in distractions, pause. Remember Epictetus. Remember that freedom isn't out there. It's in here, in the space between thought and action, between reaction and reason. Master that space, and no one can touch your peace. You will no longer be moved by every opinion, wounded by every word, or enslaved by every craving. You will stand like a mountain amid storms, steady, grounded, and free. That's what Epictetus meant when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." He wasn't just describing philosophy, he was describing life. The art of living with purpose, clarity, and control. And if you can learn to do that, to master your mind, to remain calm amid chaos, to live by your own principles instead of the world's noise, then you will find a kind of freedom no one can take away, not even the world itself.